In this state of Colorado, the laws of Colorado apply, and we are not going to cooperate with other states whose laws disagree with us.
Colorado is upping the ante on abortion access and protecting those who see our state as a sanctuary.
And we're going to do everything we possibly can to fight against it and make that prosecution as horrendously difficult as we possibly can.
Colorado defense attorneys are already on standby for any legal challenges that may arise.
I hope everybody picks up this playbook. You got to challenge jurisdiction. You got to get it out of there.
This was supposed to be their final resting place.
That aspect of disturbing a grave that's been here for 110 years.
New development is forcing nuns to exhume the remains of their fellow sisters. How their mission to teach lives on even after death.
We're hoping that they're saying, "Good job, girls."
An active weather day across the Eastern Plains today. This is a video of Fort Morgan showing the clouds and storms take over.
We saw several tornadoes and several thunderstorm warnings, and those have since expired, but we are not out of the woods just yet. Good evening, and thanks for watching Denver 7 News at 10. I'm Ann Trujillo.
And I'm Jessica Porter. Let's check in with meteorologist Mike Nelson now.
And Mike, we could see more of this weather tomorrow.
We get one more pretty busy day tomorrow on Thursday, but it's still very busy tonight over southeastern Colorado, where thunderstorms remain quite strong. Denver area, we're in the clear. The storms have moved off. The skies have gone over to partly cloudy. A pretty nice evening. Still some scattered thunderstorm activity right near the Kansas border and farther to the south around the Burlington, Cheyenne, Wells area. The strongest storms now are pushing in toward Lamar. We have severe thunderstorm warnings. We have a camera there, part of our exclusive Viero camera network, and you can see the nearly constant lightning in that area and the winds gusting up to 50 to 60 miles per hour right now in Lamar area. Meanwhile, in Denver, we had some showers around, but things are starting to clear out now and a pleasant evening into the overnight hours. Here's our weather headlines. For tonight, the storms ending on the plains. Tomorrow, there'll be some more coming up in the afternoon, and then the heat cranks up for the weekend, your full 7-day in about 15 minutes.
And the Denver 7 digital team put together an in-depth look at Colorado's severe weather season and why our July storms are different in Colorado compared to other states. You can find all that information on our website, thedenverchannel.com.
Today, Governor Jared Polis took action to protect reproductive rights for people in Colorado and other states. The governor's executive order protects Colorado workers from facing any disciplinary action for providing reproductive health care, which includes abortions. Governor Polis is also making it clear the state will not cooperate with any criminal or civil cases in other states for people seeking abortions here in Colorado.
And the governor's executive order comes as some sound the alarm about a possible wave of criminal charges for women and abortion providers.
Denver 7's CB Cotton spoke with one local defense attorney preparing for cases to come.
Unfortunately, right now, this country is deeply divided.
A divide on abortion, and criminal defense attorney Jason Flores Williams makes it clear which side he's on.
It's like welcome back to the 18th century.
He believes it's a woman's right to choose an abortion, and since SCOTUS's overturn of Roe v. Wade in late June, Flores Williams has hit the drawing board.
Number one is we're already preparing defenses.
Flores Williams and other abortion rights advocates fear women will be criminally prosecuted in up to 13 states with abortion trigger laws. Flores Williams says he and his law firm stand ready to defend those women.
So yes, and those kind of prosecutions are going to look like first-degree murder, second-degree murder, manslaughter. Then you have all the providers who are assisting. You've got aiding and abetting of those crimes, which are also very serious crimes.
Flores Williams says in modern law, it's no challenge for him to represent women who live out of state. And he's planned how he'll challenge criminal prosecution of women who have abortions.
One of the really important parts of a defense here is the First Amendment and the way it comes in utilizing the First Amendment as a way to keep out what we consider to be unconstitutional mass surveillance.
But he knows his playbook comes as anti-abortion advocates develop their own to support a post-Roe America. Meanwhile, Governor Jared Polis signing this executive order on Wednesday, stating Colorado won't cooperate with other states' abortion investigations.
That does go from top to bottom, from abortion providers down to those that might be seeking abortions, that we would not cooperate as a state to provide evidence or anything else that would really harm or lead to some criminal charges for those folks.
MSU political science professor Rob Preuss says he believes Polis's order is also part of a political playbook we'll see across the country.
And I think there's some setup for November elections, and that's going to be a theme going forward.
The divide on abortion will continue with people ready to defend their side. CB Cotton, Denver 7.
And to give you some context here, Colorado is just one of 16 states, plus the District of Columbia, with laws protecting the right to have an abortion. Out of those 16, just 4 of them, including Colorado and D.C., passed laws protecting the right to an abortion throughout a pregnancy. The other 12 states have laws protecting abortions prior to viability or when necessary to protect the life of the mother. On the other side, 7 states have a total ban on abortion in effect right now, and several other states have bans that could go into effect soon, pending the outcome of their legal challenges in the courts.
We're learning more today about the biggest fentanyl powder seizure on a U.S. highway ever, and it happened right here in Colorado. On June 6, police stopped a car on I-70 near the Eisenhower Tunnel. They found 114 pounds of pure fentanyl powder. The Denver DEA revealed today that the investigation began last December with a single drug purchase. Eventually, that turned into a large investigation involving a wiretap, which led to multiple large drug busts and arrests.
So in my opinion, bulk fentanyl quantities like this hold the caliber of a weapons of mass destruction type concern. When we take into consideration the worst possible outcomes of this poison being pushed out in mass in our communities. I've never seen anything like this, ever.
A grand jury has indicted 8 people. Carla Ramos Vasquez is accused of running the operation through a money transfer business out of Denver.
And now to the latest on the deadly shooting at a 4th of July parade in Highland Park, Illinois. Prosecutors say the suspect admitted he carried out the attack, killing 7 people. More than a dozen remain in the hospital. And today, the suspected shooter made his first court appearance. A judge ruled he be held without bond. And this comes as investigators revealed the rampage could have been much worse and that he strongly considered a second attack in Madison, Wisconsin.
The suspect observed the celebration here in Madison and decided not to attack the celebration for reasons undisclosed by the investigators. The FBI contacted the Madison Police Department and requested mobilization of our SWAT team. When we were subsequently informed that the suspect was already in custody.
Illinois State Police also say that the suspect slipped through the state's red flag laws. He passed 4 gun background checks over the past 2 years, despite 2 prior police incidents in which he threatened himself and others with weapons.
A Colorado funeral home operator has pled guilty in connection to a body part selling scheme. 44-year-old Megan Hess officially pleaded guilty to mail fraud. According to the agreement, the feds say Hess stole bodies and body parts of hundreds of victims and then sold them for medical research. Denver 7 Investigates has reported that Hess operated Sunset Mesa Funeral Home in Montrose from 2010 to 2018. The funeral home has since been shut down.
A very rare project is happening right now in the Loretto Heights neighborhood of Denver.
62 nuns with the Sisters of Loretto Order are being exhumed from their graves and moved to a new resting place, making way for redevelopment of that area.
And it's a controversial decision, but as Denver 7's Rob Harris shows us, it's one that the Sisters of Loretto themselves are at peace with.
Like so many parts of the Denver metro, Loretto Heights echoes with the sounds of construction. But before this empty land can become new townhomes and green spaces, a very important project needs to be finished. A project that requires special reverence and care.
Our 62 sisters who were buried here are being exhumed to join our other 22 Sisters of Loretto who are buried at Mount Olivet.
Sister Mary Nell Gage is a Sister of Loretto. She wanted to join their ranks ever since she learned from them as a student here on this campus more than half a century ago.
And the nuns have big smiles and they're greeting one another and greeting us, and I thought, They love life. I think I can live like that.
The Sisters of Loretto have been in Denver for more than 130 years, with their core conviction being to educate the people around them.
So pelvis.
So it's fitting that this exhumation project is being spearheaded by professors and students from nearby universities.
I had no idea maybe 2 months ago that this even existed, and now here I am looking up as much as I can about, Loretto Heights, learning all of this stuff. So it's neat to see how fast this all came together and being part of it.
They spent their lives teaching, and now in death they are teaching. Amazing.
It's a bittersweet project for Sister Mary Nell. Neighbors in the area have told her they will miss visiting this sacred space just off the campus she attended. It's a feeling she shares.
That aspect of disturbing a grave that's been here for 110 years. On the other hand, what is best in perpetuity for them?
After a lot of deliberation and prayer, the Sisters of Loretto decided what was best was to move their fellow sisters to a new resting place where they will be looked after for the years to come. They feel at peace with that decision.
And we keep hoping that when we see the beautiful birds swooping around, we're hoping that they're saying, "Good job, girls."
There is one more piece of comfort for both the Sisters of Loretto and the neighbors around here who are going to miss this space. A promise from the developer to turn it permanently into a memorial and a space for reflection. For Denver 7, I'm Rob Harris.
Losing a tooth can bite for hockey players.
You think you'll smile? I don't think I've ever seen you smile.
I'm smiling.
But one unsung Avalanche member is stitching up smiles.
We'll take you inside the life of this NHL dentist, working through blood, sweat, and teeth to help our champions.